Thanks for staying with us. The Democratic Alliance has not given up on its quest to get some answers on the state of capture report. The party's leader, Mmusi Maimane, is expected to lay criminal charges against President Jacob Zuma today. The charges relate to the president's alleged role in state capture. Maimane's spokesperson, Mabine Seabe, joins me now in studio. Thank you so much for your time this morning, sir. Firstly, exactly what charges are you going to be bringing against the president today?
Well, we'll be laying charges against President Jacob Zuma in terms of the Prevention and Combating of Corrupt Activities Act. And this is specifically around the state of capture report, because it's clear that the president knew what was going on in terms of the Gupta's hiring and firing ministers, essentially the president outsourcing his constitutional functions. Therefore, he's liable criminally and to be charged and investigated for not reporting this to the law enforcement authorities.
The president, in response to some of your questions, has said the public protector's report was inconclusive in its finding against him. Do you not think that that might be a problem for you in court?
Not at all, completely not, because there's a prima facie case against the president here. The president is a known liar and a known thief, as stated by various courts of law. Therefore, we have to act against President Jacob Zuma, who is no longer acting as the president of the country. President Jacob Zuma is leading a criminal syndicate, and he's the head of this criminal syndicate as a mafia boss. We've now got a criminal in the union buildings, and therefore, as Democratic Alliance, incumbent on us to act using all resources, whether it's in using police, whether it's using parliament, whether it's using any other kind of democratic functions.
Last week in Parliament, you had the failed motion of no confidence, which the vote that didn't go your way. Today, you're heading, to open criminal charges. Is there a campaign? Do you have a campaign against President Jacob Zuma right now that you're running as the official opposition?
We don't have a campaign against President Jacob Zuma. We have a campaign against corruption and lies. And it just so happens that President Jacob Zuma is leading this campaign of lies and corruption. Therefore, we're going to put all sorts of pressure upon President Jacob Zuma. President Jacob Zuma won't be able to sleep without thinking about accountability and the Democratic Alliance. Parliament has been captured, and therefore protecting President Jacob Zuma, and we're going to act decisively.
One of your MPs, David Mania, he laid corruption charges against the Guptas. What has become of that case?
Well, we're going to supplement those charges given the state of capture report. We're going to be submitting more charges against the Gupta family and others to ensure that this case receives the full might of the law. And we can't allow the criminal justice system to run away with this matter, because we're going to be putting all sorts of pressure from all angles and informed structures of society.
But what has become of that case? What's the update there? What has come out of it?
Well, we've received a case number, and we've submitted supplementary questions to the police minister to ascertain where those charges are and where it's being handled.
One of the things that political analysts have said is that all of what is happening now, especially the response of the DA to the crisis that the country finds itself in, this is part of your 2019 elections plan, just to highlight the fact that the ANC will stop at nothing to protect the president. Is that correct?
Well, the ANC is doing that on its own. Us as Democratic Alliance, we're putting forward credible policies. We're present on the ground. As we speak now, our leader, Mmusi Maimane, is busy with the Back to the People tour, so we can engage and re-inspire the people of South Africa, because they've completely lost hope in the African National Congress. And again, in 2019, they'll be rejected by the people of South Africa, because the ANC has sold out on the people of South Africa. They've sold this country, and they're complicit in protecting a criminal in Jacob Zuma.
As it stands, do you see 2019 as a possibility for the Democratic Alliance to win that election, the national election?
The people of South Africa weren't convinced, and our opponents weren't convinced that we'd take the metros that we did, and we did it. Therefore, we've got to work even harder. We've got to regain the trust of the people of South Africa. We've got to commit to delivering on our manifesto of jobs, stopping corruption, and delivering better services. And that's all part of ensuring that we build the South Africa of our dreams, because the Democratic Alliance, we're not happy with the state of affairs in South Africa. It doesn't serve anyone. It doesn't help the future of South Africa. Therefore, we are working hard to ensure that we remove the ANC from power, so that we can start rebuilding this country that's been broken by Jacob Zuma and the ANC.
And just finally, what time will these charges be laid, and at which police station?
We'll be leaving here, and we'll be laying the charges at 11 o'clock at the Rosebank Police Station in Johannesburg.
All right, so we leave it for now. Mabine Seabe, he's the spokesperson for DA leader Mmusi Maimane.